The much anticipated Nikon Z9 has now been released, and as a long-term Nikon user, I thought I'd share my thoughts. The Nikon Z9. I am really excited to see this camera, and what a beast of a camera it is. It's midnight here in Australia and I've just watched the official launch, and it does my heart so good to see Nikon, or Nikon, however you like to pronounce it, have finally released a truly impressive bit of kit on the mirrorless market. I really love the Nikon colours and the quality make of their cameras, and I guess I'm a little bit biased when it comes to Nikon, as I do own a lot of their cameras. Okay, so let's brush over and have a look at some of the key specs of this amazing camera. First of all, we've got a 45.7 megapixel full frame CMOS sensor. Also, we've got a new X-Speed 7 processor that is 10 times more powerful than the current Nikon Z7 II. In video, we've got up to 8K with full pixel readout, and that 8K can record for 2 hours and 5 minutes, although that is still to be tested in the real world. We'll just see how that turns out. Also, we've got 4K at 120 frames per second. And now we come to the focusing of this camera, and this is the thing that really did open my eyes. We now have 9 different subject types which the camera can automatically detect. But once again, we're going to have to see how that goes in real world testing. Also, we have a new 4-axis LCD screen on the back, dual CF Express Type B card slots, blackout-free viewfinder, and the Z9 also offers 3D tracking with subject detection. So I've just touched on some of the specs of the camera, but seriously, really impressive. That Z9, wow. Pro-level sports, wildlife, and portrait photographers must be rejoicing right now, because Nikon really have released a pretty impressive camera. For me though, and the type of photography I like to do, the Z9 may be kind of like using a nuclear bomb to kill a mosquito. As some of you know that watch my channel, I'm yet to switch over to a mirrorless camera. In my last video, and I'll leave that up here if you haven't seen it yet, I spoke of 3 possible mirrorless cameras that I'm interested in buying. Now, a lot of you in the comments below had guessed that one of those cameras was going to be the Nikon Z9. Well, I can reveal that one of those cameras isn't the Nikon Z9, as much as I would have loved it to be. To all you Nikon faithful out there that subscribe and watch my channel, I just wanted to let you know I did my very best in trying to contact the Nikon marketing department here in Australia. Unfortunately, I never received a reply. The other camera companies that I did get in contact with, however, were very kind to send me out their mirrorless cameras to test and review, and you'll see those cameras in the coming weeks. If you would like to see me test and review the Nikon Z9 on my channel, then please leave a comment below, and who knows, Nikon Australia might just come to the rescue. But here's why I'm so excited about the release of the Nikon Z9. As recent camera history has shown us, camera manufacturers like to release these flagship cameras with mind-blowing specs. But then about 8 months to a year afterwards, we see some of those specs filter down into more budget-friendly type models that we don't really have to sell kidneys for. A good example of that is the recent release of the Sony A7 IV, which has actually inherited some of the specs from the more pricey Sony A1. Will we see some of these specs filter down into, say, the Z6 III or the Z7 III or even the Z8? Well, we can only hope so. If you are splashing out and you are going to go and buy the Nikon Z9, then I sincerely hope you enjoy it. I truly believe it's going to be an awesome camera. Thanks so much for watching. Never stop creating, and I'm going to bed.